The name Virginia Tech conjures images: Hokie stone, archways, classrooms, the duck pond, and Blacksburg. But there's a bigger Virginia Tech out there, and increasing numbers of students are taking advantage of learning opportunities beyond the boundaries of campus through the Study Abroad program. This past year, more than 800 Hokies spent time studying in different countries. Students like Lee Emerson, a communication major who lived with a native family in Spain, immersing herself in a different culture to hone her Spanish language skills and broaden her perspective. She learned a lot, even about herself.
Studying abroad made a difference in that I realized it was the only time in my life that I would probably be able to pack up for 6 weeks and study and immerse myself in a culture.
Lee's scholarship is one of several given through a fund established by retired communication professor Ed Ewing and his late wife, Jane.
And we realized that one of the most educational things you do is travel. And we thought, well, we wanted to leave some kind of a legacy, and that's where we started with that idea. You can't sit in a classroom and gain what you can get if you're out there mixing with people in another culture. So it seemed like a golden opportunity to give back.
I'm graduating in December, and so interviewing with prospective employers, they say, well, what did you do last summer? And I'm able to say that I lived with a Spanish family for 6 weeks, and I was able to have confidence, speak Spanish better, and have an enriching travel experience that truly makes me more marketable in the workforce.
They have been in the UK, London, Edinburgh, Scotland, all over the place. They've been in France, Switzerland, Poland, Czechoslovakia, South Africa, and one in Australia. So when I think about that, that's enrichment. And you think what that brings back to us, as American culture, those experiences they have.
In Switzerland, near the Italian border, in the small town of Riva San Vitale, rests a centuries-old villa called Casa Moderni. It's Virginia Tech's home away from home, the Center for European Studies and Architecture. Lucy Ferrari has been with the center from the start.
We are in the Italian section of Switzerland, and then they go to Zurich, where we have the German section. They can go to Italy. Milano is only an hour away from us, and they can see a lot in a very short time.
Lucy has seen how the international experience is a transforming one for students.
They really get more alive, they get more open-minded, and they get interested in things they would not even have thought about at the beginning. And it opens their vision to the world. They know there is another world somewhere, not only the world they know.
Study abroad experiences are as different as the students themselves. Ashley White is majoring in both material science and engineering and music. She designed her own study abroad program and received the University Honors Scholarship to fund it. Ashley spent 3 weeks in Paraguay, working with young musicians, and 2 months in Mexico, touring with youth orchestras.
I'd never had the chance to travel outside of the country before, and I never really thought I would because I just didn't think I had the money to do it. And when I received the scholarship, I was so excited because I could go out of the country for the first time. And I just remember when I stepped off the plane in Paraguay for the first time, it was just, before I even got off the plane, I looked out the window and I remember seeing these red dirt streets, and I thought, wow, this is so different than the United States. You just get a completely different perspective studying abroad than you can at Tech. For instance, if you're studying engineering at a university in Rome right across the street from the Colosseum, or if you're playing a concert in a monastery on top of a mountain in a small little town outside of Rome, it's just a completely different perspective.
What students experience overseas can reshape their thinking and how they do things.
Based on my experiences in Paraguay and Mexico, learning how they go about teaching their students there that gets them so interested and enthusiastic about playing, I've been able to bring some of that back to my own students that I teach here privately in Blacksburg.
Experiences like Ashley's are what the Study Abroad program is all about.
One of the most important things to me in receiving the scholarship was just that someone cared enough to donate the money, that someone would care enough about a student's individual education to donate that kind of money. And I think that gave me a greater sense of duty when I was on my trip, when I was carrying out all of my activities. It was always in the back of my mind that someone was funding this scholarship, that someone really cared about my education. So it made me work all the harder to learn from the culture, to do everything I was there to do.
In December, Ashley became only the 4th Virginia Tech student to win the prestigious Marshall Scholarship, which will allow her to continue her education abroad next year when she begins her graduate studies in materials engineering at Cambridge University in England. Taking the Virginia Tech experience beyond the boundaries of campus, enriching the lives of our students, making an investment in the future. The Study Abroad program at Virginia Tech.